Stay tuned for the planet Earth's most relevant newscast. Broadcasting from Sector 17G of the Milky Way Galaxy, we present you a program that is a strange combination of newsworthy and non-newsworthy. Funny at times and extremely non-funny at others. Ladies and gentlemen, Earthlings and Lunars, we present to you Valemount Live.
All right, on with the show. Welcome to episode 68 of Valemount Live. I'm Jody Newham.
And I'm Anne-Marie Scott.
How about that election, eh? Not exactly as planned.
The gall of some people.
It was simple.
You go to the polls.
We told you exactly how to vote.
And for whom you should vote.
But what did you do?
Well, 37% of you sat at home watching reruns of Gilligan's Island.
Drinking cheap beer.
Snacking on stale cheesies.
Ugh.
And you wonder why the nation is going to hell.
As a result, we have an unfortunate announcement tonight.
If you didn't vote,
like we told you to,
you'll have to turn off the television right now.
Turn it off.
Turn it off.
No vote.
No Valemount Live.
That's right.
That's what you get.
I mean it.
Good night.
Are they gone?
Oh yeah, they're gone.
Phew. Can you believe them?
They put the K in democracy.
We caught up with some of our faithful watchers who did vote.
And heard what they had to say.
Reporter Andrew McCracken spoke to the graduates about their looming future.
Also, we'll cover the Chilli cook-off.
Charles Jones is back with some really big news.
He keeps coming back, doesn't he?
Unfortunately, yes.
Some sort of airborne terror might dissuade him.
Could Zach do something?
Oh yeah. This week he's going to tell us how to turn tea bags into rockets.
We cornered some of you at the polls this week.
You mean we actually got through to some of them?
Yeah. And this is what they had to say.
Okay, so what's your prediction for this year's election?
Oh, minority government, probably conservatives.
Same as last time?
No, because I think the NDP will switch positions with the Liberals. And I think the biggest loser will be La Québécois, which is probably good.
NDP? Well, because they're the better way to go.
Minority government. Probably another conservative.
Well, I'm hoping for an NDP government. I've voted NDP for 43 years.
I really don't. I think it's going to be split.
Yeah?
That's NDP and probably the poor old Harper. Sorry. But you got to get away from this Harper thing. It's not a good bet.
If you're the leader of the country after this election, what are the 3 top issues that you'd address?
The first thing I'd do is try to manage greed.
Economy, education, healthcare.
Things for the kids.
Yeah.
You know, there's not enough around here for things for the kids, so.
Social issues, family issues, medical.
More jobs, especially here in Valemount. Because we've got no industry here at all, so.
First-time voters?
Yeah.
Vote.
Vote?
Because if you don't vote, you don't have any say.
Vote, for sure. Get involved in democracy and research your local representatives. Know who you're sending to Parliament. You know, shouldn't be an axe murderer. It just happened to slip in.
What advice? I would say, do your homework, read the news, pay attention to current affairs, and, go with what you really think. And, maybe that'll make a difference in the long run. I know it's sometimes frustrating when we're in the West here, but, go with what you really believe in, and 9 times out of 10, it'll come true.
I would say look towards what you feel your interests are in the future. If you want to be a corporate type person, look towards a conservative. If you're more interested in the middle class, I would be leaning more towards a New Democrat type setup.
Just go with your gut feeling and what you figure, what your priorities are, and vote with your heart.
Don't listen to the TV and all these politicians. You gotta know what you really think is good for you in the country, mainly you, and then you'll know what they're talking about, if they're telling you the truth or not. I mean, that's the only way to do it. I mean, think about it. Look what's happening to the world. These guys aren't talking about it. They're not. And the only one that is talking about it are the Greens, and they're not going to.
Well, all their predictions were wrong.
This would have never happened if people actually listened to us.
Up next, a segment we're calling
Get Out!
Interviews with 2 students who won't be allowed to attend Valemount Secondary School next year.
What they did.
And why they're not coming back.
Amber,
Yes.
you're graduating high school.
Yes. What am I gonna miss? All the education I received.
Nice.
Yeah.
What do you plan to do next?
I'm going to be going into automotive. Going to be doing the auto body stuff.
Right on. So you're going to start work or go to school or?
I'm taking half a year off, and then January I'll start back at school. Well, I have a slideshow which is the grad car I'm working on. It's actually almost prime.
Wow,
And I got accepted to go to university.
Oh, right on.
Thompson Rivers.
Cool. So are you going to be doing that? Just
Yeah.
to clarify?
Yeah.
Oh, they have like an automotive?
Yeah, they got automotive, and I'm going to be also getting my welding A, B, and C levels.
Tell me about this car.
This is a 81 Dodge Murata CMX. It's all leather interior inside.
Pretty good condition?
Oh yeah, I'm just giving it a paint job.
What's it got inside? What's the motor?
It is a V8. I think it's a V8. Yeah.
And this is going to be ready for grad?
Yes.
Good job. That's
the
awesome.
stage it's in. I'm just waiting for the paint to come in.
Nice.
And then last summer we ended up building the paint booth with his dad.
Cool.
And it has all the air intake, the clean air that you get. It's all in there and everything. These are my paint sprays. High voltage, low power is what that one is. And this one is a high power, high voltage. A drum? I made that in the elementary school last week.
The most improved student in grade 11.
Yeah.
Tell me about that.
Well, I ended up, when I was younger, I ended up dropping out of school for 2 years and decided to come back when I moved in with my boyfriend. And this is where it's put me, so I'm really excited.
Yeah. University, UNBC.
University?
Science, general science at first.
With plans on going which way?
No idea. Not at all. That's what's going to be exciting with the first year.
When do you go?
September.
How has growing up in Dunster prepared you for your future?
Well, it hasn't really, but I'll see how things go.
All right. Things you're going to miss about high school?
Having lots of free time, I guess. University's probably going to have less free time. Going snowboarding every weekend, that sort of thing. I guess I'll be playing soccer, so not that, but maybe some other sports I'll do less of.
Good, thank you. Tell me about what you got on your board here.
Well, on this side of the board I got the stuff that I'm doing or have done, like the sports I play, guitar. On the right I've got what I'm going to do, UNBC, and I might do an exchange in the 3rd year, going to, I'm not sure, but different country to see what that's like. And then the other, I'm going to climb Mount Robson at some point. That's just an interesting thing. And go on a honey trip. And down here I've got all my stuff, jerseys, awards, and school paperwork stuff.
My mom went.
Next week, we'll feature some more graduates and hear their short and sordid life stories.
Last weekend, Valemountonians battled it out in a hailstorm in what is now known as the legendary Chilli cook-off.
Here's what was so cold chilly about this particular cook-off.
3, 2, 1. Cook away!
Well, we've noticed that everywhere else there's been a chili cook-off, and we thought what we'll do is we'll entertain it and we'll see how well this goes, and we will get everybody involved as much as we possibly can, and if it works, then we're going to have this every single year, and it's the best chefs in town, we hope, bring all their ingredients and cook for us.
Our team name is, I don't know if I should say it on camera.
Roadkill.
Hog Wild.
Chili Chili Bang Bang.
And why is it called that?
You'll find out when you eat chili.
3-alarm.
3-alarm. And why is it 3-alarm?
Chili's rated on an alarm scale, 1 to 5.
We're up in smoke.
Heat seekers.
Team Perkins.
Nothing but nuts, hot buns, and chili.
Are you guys making any special type of chili today?
Number 1 chili.
Just an old home recipe. That's
natural, organic.
Chicken curry chili.
I think we're probably going to be the only entry with no beans today.
3 types of everything.
Really?
Yeah, 3 types of salt, 3 types of peppers, 3 types of onions, 3 types of meat, beans.
No, it's our
grandma sauce.
Chili with meat. Yeah. Some beans.
Fairly hot.
Regular chili, yes.
I think right next to us, I think, is going to be the biggest competition.
Worried about Courtney and Wes's booth. They got a nice booth.
Everyone? No, everyone. Everyone.
No
and
competition.
These guys right next. Well, look at them. They look like professionals.
Well, imagine those guys. This supplies all the burners and the pots, so if at any point we're going to win, they can pull all that from us. So.
Nobody.
Competition? Yeah. Everybody.
No one. There is no competition.
All of them.
Not even going to be a challenge today.
Not even the rain?
The only challenge will be the weather.
People's Choice Award. Nothing but nuts and hot buns and chili. First place. Table. Table number 5. Heat seekers. Well done, guys. $410.
They were just outstanding. I really like the chicken one, though. The chicken from our local drug store.
We should totally enter the next cook-off.
You think we'll win?
I'll pretend you never asked that.
Next, we have really big news with Charles Jones.
Hi, I'm Charles Jones, and welcome to really big news from everywhere. This week, the Katanali celebrate St. George's Day by exchanging sex manuals. Our eyewitness on the ground, Johnny Doe, is in Sochi covering the 2014 Winter Olympics. And DAZ Beeblebrox with Pan-Galactic Sports. But first, OurAmazingPlanet.com has reported figures that show 657 new islands around the world have been discovered. This is great news for people and pets in places like Manhattan. Overcrowding, the high price of Major League sports tickets, and extremely high tides could all be a thing of the past on your shiny brand new island. In fact, prime real estate on these islands is selling fast. For more information, contact Island Property Sales at Really Big News, care of VCTV. Now to Johnny Doe in Sochi. Johnny? The witches disappeared, along with my passport and all my money. They left me standing on the side of the road with nothing but goats and camels going by, until this motorhome full of hot chicks pulled up, led by Sila Sahin, who is currently the Playmate of the Month in German Playboy. She is also Muslim. She says that it is shameful to cover up a female body, and that nudity is a form of liberation that young Muslim girls are using to protest entrapment. Well, as you can imagine, some Muslim men are uncomfortable. You see, just talking about this sort of thing in some countries can lead to censorship or worse. I'm Johnny Doe, never mind, for VCTV. Thanks, Johnny. In related news, the folks in Catalan, Spain are celebrating St. George's Day in a unique way. They exchange love stories, sonnets, the Kama Sutra, and the joy of sex. So what do a 14th century martyr, the Union Jack, and sex books have in common? I don't know. We here at Really Big News just give you the news, unadulterated. But this story does give a new meaning to Spanish conquistador. Well, that's it for this week. But stay tuned for Pan-Galactic Sports with DAZ Beeblebrox.
Sports scores from all over the world. There was batting, there was bowling, there was bowling and batting. There was over 100%, and there was batting, there was bowling, there was just there was teams, there was spectators, there was competition, there were scores, many scores. And that is what happened in the world of sports today.
I'd like an island.
Do you think we'd get employee discounts?
If we do, here's Zach showing us how we could rocket to that island in sciencey stuff.
Today on Sciencey Stuff, we are going to be making a teabag rocket out of a teabag. So, the materials for this flying teabag are safety goggles, some teabags, non-flammable surface, like a dinner plate, a lighter, some scissors to cut our teabag open, and that's it. So we're going to start by putting our safety goggles on, and we're going to fiddle around with our tea bag. So I'm just gonna pull out the string here. Perfect, there we go. We can take this staple out now. Goodbye, staple. Okay. Unfold our tea bag. Ooh, that's not good. So we empty our tea, not on the table, but into our container. Okay, cleaned up. Now we're going to set our tea bag onto our plate. Okay, so I'm going to light my tea bag on fire on both sides. So we shall do that right now. Just gonna catch it so it doesn't set anything on fire. There we go. Okay, so we have our flying tea bag. The way the tea bag rocket works is that when we light it on fire with our lighter, the air molecules inside our tea bag cylinder here, they go further apart, so it's less dense, because more dense things have molecules that are more tightly packed together. So the molecules in the tea bag cylinder are less tightly packed together, so they're less dense in the air outside. And the air is also warmer on the inside of our tea bag cylinder, so it's able to rise because warmer rises. So once it's all burnt down into a delicate ash, there's enough hot air to raise the ash bit here, the delicate ash. So because it's light enough, because it's very delicate, you can touch it with your finger and it goes everywhere. It's everywhere now. Okay. So then it lifts it off, and that's how it flies. And then it comes back down, all burnt, onto our plate, or onto something else.
I doubt that thing he calls a rocket would hold us both.
Don't you dare start with that weight thing.
You know, more Canadians watched the royal wedding than voted.
What does that tell you?
The royal wedding! Really?
Is this what it's come down to?
Would you be peasants to a Cornish queen?
Gah! If I were king,
I would be your queen.
And together we would rule with an iron
fist.
The Valemount Chamber of Commerce is hosting a welcome tea for new businesses at the Caribou Grill on Tuesday, May 17th at 6 p.m.
Also, make sure to catch the University of Alberta Choir at the Valemount Community Theatre tomorrow at 7 p.m.
And next week, stay tuned, we have a surprise for you.
Special guest anchors. And you know what? Jody and I are going to see Delhi to Dublin! Woo! Not that we're excited.
No.
Good night.
Good night.
She says I just don't believe in it anymore. Trash can romance taking up my time, 'cause it's easier to find. Trash can romance taking up my time, 'cause it's easier to find. Trash can romance taking up my time.